everyone. Welcome to my Personal Finances Podcast, episode 29, where I'm going to talk to Bob, or better known as Taufulo. Hi, Bob.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Kat. Thanks for introduction and thanks for having me on this program.
For the benefit of our audience, could you please briefly introduce yourself, tell your story, a bit of your background, just to share?
Okay, so let's start. My name is Bob, but in digital world, everyone call me Taufulo. Most of the people who knows me in digital world, they call me Taufulo, or even they bump into me in the roadside, they call me, hey, Taufulo, very far. Then it's like, hey, who is that? Then I'll tell them, this is me. Then they will say, oh, you're the Instagrammer or the blogger. And say, yeah, in a way. But this is like a recent thing because I never featured myself for the past 10 years. Then slowly I'm putting myself into the blog side to start to introduce myself, who is behind the scene and what the branding, personal branding kind of like. Then I have been blogging for the past 12 years, unrealizedly. So it started out with 2008 as the small mini economy crisis. So it started with passion. So till now, it's still very passionate. More like, I eat, then I share back in those days. When I first started, right, because I'm from Penang, I came down to KL in year 2007, and then I had a very low pay in KL. So my intention of starting a blog, right, is to write all the bad places that I went to. So in that time, a lot of people, they write good reviews on good places, right? So I decided to venture into the other direction. It's like, oh, I eat something bad, this 4 ringgit is not worth your value of 4 ringgit. Don't come here, makan.
Especially coming from Penang, right, where all the good food are, and then when you come to KL, suddenly, why I'm paying so much, but why is it not good, and all these things.
So that was the direction. The first year direction that I have when I first started my blog. They're actually good and bad. There's no perfect F&B that we can find. There's the service top notch, then you're paying premium price for it and everything. There's always a setback in between all the F&Bs. And of course, when you have everything perfect, it's like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, which is your favorite restaurants, right? I think everything is really in place for where you are already. You like the taste, you like the ambience, you like the service, you like the food, and everything is there. So everyone have their own favorite F&B. My favorite F&B doesn't mean that it will translate into someone's favorite F&B or a favorite brand. Because again, taste is very subjective. So even when you give the same level of customer service to this person A and to Catherine New B, I think the interpretation of a good customer service will be very different also.
For yourself as a foodie during this MCO and then we have CMCO, like this during this new normal.
Okay, for the new normal, right? I think all of us had become to learn. We are all becoming a chef by ourselves, or home cook chef. The last time I cooked was I think back in my uni days, I think 13 or 14 years ago easily. Then the new norm, when as a foodie, you go out and eat a lot, then suddenly everyone closed. Then you got no choice. Then everything is in control. Then you have to find ways to survive. Then you have to learn how to cook back. I think all our palates have changed along the way. That's what I realized myself. Because we've been cooking ourselves for the past 45 days, and you use less oil, you use less salt, you use less sugar in your cooking. Then suddenly, like now, I do my last 2 weeks, I start to order a lot of Grab food and other food that are suddenly a lot of F&B that I like. They are already back in business, so I'm starting to support them in a way. Then suddenly, I got like punch of flavor in myself, like, hey, their flavor is like very gao or very different. Then only slowly, when I gave the owner feedback, you're a bit too salty for this, it's a bit too sweet for this. Then on the second feedback and the third feedback, then only I realized it could be because of 45 days of cooking. Then the palate in our palate start to change. Then hence I think we need to adjust back on outside dining already.
Are there any makan places or delivery service that you would encourage viewers to support now, during and after this MCO?
Yes, there's actually a few that I'm supporting in a way because MCO, the affected the most is actually F&B services, or we need not to say the hotel industry or all the tourism industry are all affected. And I think the second affected the most one is also on retail businesses, F&B especially. They need to buy raw ingredient, which is very hard. Sometimes you think that your normal kai fan or your chicken rice or any of your Western foods that you like, their price slightly increased, but they got no choice because of the ingredients that they buy is also expensive because of limited transportation around, moving around. And also the cost of cooking. They used to go into commercial kitchen, but then now they're cooking their home and they shrink their menu. And last 2 weeks, I started to order a few of my F&B favorite F&B place. Then their price is slightly more expensive, but I'm all right with that because they do their best to pay certain staff, certain expenses, their rentals, they still need to pay and everything. So I do support a lot of local F&B players.
So what tips do you have for like foodies to save money and also enjoy good food at home?
For this, right, the little tricks, I think, it's a question that I ask all my friends during this MCO. You know, what would be the difference when right now we have YouTube and everything? Compare back in those days, 10 to 15 years ago, maybe we have our era of Nokia 3310. Then what would that kind of concept be? For saving wise, I think I do save a lot during this MCO compared to I eat outside. My average for spending my groceries for 1 month average during MCO is about 400-ish per pax because it's only me and my sister at home. So we spend about not that much, but then we do cook the kind of recipe that we think what works, and we don't have a proper recipe. We just dump in everything in, then it works and we make it a recipe. If not, then of course we refer back to YouTube. There's a lot of recipe you can find. I do cook a lot of Korean food. Kimchi is one of my favorite. Then spicy China food. Yep. Spicy China food is one of my favorites. So I buy some paste from Shopee, delivered to your house. So mine is very simple, 1 main dish and 1 veggie. Because I don't take a lot of veggie outside, I find that it's not worth to order veggie outside. Easily per plate, you order 1 veggie is about 10 to 25 ringgit depending on per veggie. Then for me, I buy my groceries in Jaya Grocers because it's nearest my house and they have one of the freshest ingredients. Then it's not too expensive, just dump in all the veggie in, then just call it a meal.
Yeah, I mean, to add on to that question, like for you who has the talent to actually just dump everything in and then food turns out to be nice, right? That's good. But for people like me, you know, I have no clue. I really have to like follow legit like recipes step by step, not missing out anything. So for people like myself, do you have any like advice on which blog or which YouTube to follow to have like good recipes?
I think I don't have any preference because I started like you. I don't have any idea, you know, like every wok works differently. You know, when you put your own big wok or you put a frying pan or a frying wok, the heat control in it is very different. So my first few days of cooking, right, I have to relearn all my utensils that I have at home. I did overburn my meat, and then my vegetables is overcooked on certain types of different wok. So the first few days I never posted what I cook because everything is like either it's burnt or it's too salty. Then from there, my first week I learned from my mistakes. Then second week I start to improvise. And a lot of auntie or us, even my mom or some recipes, right? You always ended up, you know, agak lah. You agak put some.
Yeah, exactly.
And put that. So the agak method works actually. Then after that, I successfully cooked a meal out. Then, which I think is good. Then I started to measure on my third meal, measure everything out. Then I share in my blog, you know, those a recipe that I think is worth to share it out, and I think my friends will like it. Then all measurement is there. I did a few recipe blog posts over the past few weeks. Then for a newbie who are not familiar in the kitchen, start with just a simple frying pan. Cook your decent meal. Start out with brunch. You know, when you go to brunch breakfast, you have your eggs and everything. Get it all right. Then it's easy for you to move next when you do with a lot of oil.
I can't even fry an egg properly. Can't even boil rice properly. And it's so true about, you know, asking like your mom or your aunties about recipes because they are so used to it. They don't follow recipes like us. They just, you know, somehow just dump everything and it comes out perfectly. So when I try to ask my mom, she's like, and she gets so impatient. And sometimes she will say, let me just do it. And I'll get chased out of the kitchen. So make it simple for people and newbie like me. Not the advanced one.
Because the simple recipe that I'm cooking, right, is actually inspired by the Gordon Ramsay 15 minutes cook recipe. So my recipe that I'm sharing is actually is about 15 minutes or so. So whatever you, including prep time and cooking time, average about 15 to 30 minutes. So sometimes we I thought of we are so busy at work, then we come back for dinner, want to do a quick dinner, then it usually takes about 15 to 30 minutes.
So moving forward in the new normal after MCO and this DMCO, do you think things will change for foodies like yourself?
I am not too sure, but based on my experience on this week, even I have my meeting in Starbucks or anything, we are all sitting 1 meter apart. So in the new norm, even the food court that I'm eating, then it's like a 1 meter apart from each of your colleagues also. So it's like sitting 45 degrees among each other. But on the recovery stage, I think this will easily go for another 2 to 3 months. The new norm is like if you are going out with your family, I think you have to, if those environment which is small, I think nearly it's like 2 packs per table. So you can't order whole group of a lot of dishes, then you share among each other. And also it's not encouraging also. And the new norm, a lot of things have to be more unselfish or more like a one portion kind of thing. So in order to protect yourself, also your family members, and for the next 1 month or 2 months, right? The norm of sitting together or hanging out with your friends with more than 4 packs or 5 packs, that would be a very challenging thing.
So what is the one big audacious habit or goal that you want our audience to take action?
If you have the budget and the budget is there, try to help back the local F&B industry because they are all struggling. It's not easy to run F&B or F&B actually, and operation-wise, it's actually very costly and also comes to ingredient-wise. Then even you buy a simple food like 10, 15 ringgit, I think it means a lot to them because a small, sikit-sikit, lama-lama jadi bukit kind of thing. F&B at the moment, they need a lot of all their regular support. That's number one. Number two, when you say you want to be cooking yourself, I think don't have any recipe, doesn't matter. Whatever, because for the past 1 week, I'm going back to work. Then for the past 1 week, whatever ingredient left in my fridge, I just dump in everything. I don't know what am I cooking. It's just that based on, I have this ingredient, for example, onions, veggie, potato. I don't know what will come out with. Then just dump all in. Then I think, okay, I should add in salt. Okay, I should add in this Chinese. I should add in my chili. Then I add in. Then I left with green chili. Then I just add in. So by the time I add in and test, this is missing something. Okay, I'll add another few more flavors in it. So there's no right or wrong in your cooking, but then just be adventurous and have fun.
Now is the time for the random question game.
Okay.
Generating question. So, okay, let me read out the question for you. So what is increasingly become socially acceptable, especially times like this? Dance like nobody's watching or swagger like a big shot?
I think dance like nobody's watching. Because you're at home, then a lot of people now using TikTok. So it's like dance like nobody's watching.
But there are people watching, when you post it online, the whole world is watching actually for your dancing style cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, make it viral. Maybe like if nobody else is doing like dancing style cooking, you can start one. Well, we will all follow. So thank you everyone for listening. As usual, you can find the show notes at mypf.my/podcast. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.
See you everyone. Thanks for having me. See you again.